You post something, then you check it. Then you check it again 4 minutes later. Nothing's changed, but you check anyway. Why does a number, a like, a comment, a follower count, from someone you've never met and will never meet, feel like it matters? Turns out, your brain has a very good reason. It's just running software that's about 200,000 years out of date. For most of human history, we lived in small groups, maybe 50 to 150 people. In that world, being liked wasn't a nice to have. It was survival. If your tribe approved of you, you got protection, resources, a mate. If they didn't, you could be cast out, and out there, alone, you probably didn't last long. So evolution built us a very sensitive social alarm system. It constantly asks, am I accepted here? Do I belong? That system never got the memo that the world changed. Now, the tribe giving you feedback isn't 150 people who'd actually help you move apartments. It's thousands of strangers who will forget your post exists in 9 seconds. But your brain doesn't know the difference. It still logs their approval as belonging. Their silence still registers as threat. Here's the part that makes it compulsive, not just occasional. You never know which post will land. Sometimes you post something you're proud of and it gets nothing. Sometimes a throwaway comment blows up. That unpredictability isn't a bug. For the platform, it's the entire design. It's the same mechanism behind a slot machine. Unpredictable rewards trigger more dopamine than predictable ones. Not when you get the reward, but in the anticipation of maybe getting it. That's why you check your phone before you even know if there's something worth checking. Something else changed. Offline, nobody hands you a running scoreboard of how much people like you. Approval used to be vague, slow, hard to measure. Now, it's a number, real-time, comparable, trackable across days, weeks, years. And here's the trap. Things you can measure are things you start to obsess over. Once your worth has a number attached to it, checking that number becomes almost involuntary, even when, rationally, you know a like doesn't mean much. Here's a strange twist. Validation from a stranger can feel safer than validation from someone close to you. If a stranger doesn't like your post, there's no relationship at stake, no years of history to complicate it. It's low risk. But there's a catch. That stranger is only reacting to a sliver of you, a photo, a caption, a highlight. So even when the approval comes, it doesn't quite land where you need it. You can rack up 1,000 likes and still feel completely unseen, because the parts of you that most need acknowledgement were never actually shown. Underneath all of this is something simpler than we're addicted to phones. For a lot of people, especially anyone who came of age online, the digital world is where identity gets tested and mirrored back. During periods of loneliness or uncertainty, external validation can act as a stand-in for something harder to build, a stable sense of self that doesn't depend on anyone else's reaction. That's not shallow. That's just easier. Building internal stability takes years. A notification takes half a second. People who feel less gripped by this pattern tend to share a few things. A small number of relationships where they feel known, not just seen. Some internal sense of their own worth that isn't tied to engagement. And more deliberate, intentional use of platforms, instead of defaulting to passive scrolling. None of this means logging off forever. It means noticing the difference between being seen by a crowd and being known by the few people who'd actually show up for you. The notification will always be there. The question is just whether you're checking it or it's checking you.